Hello everybody and welcome to the latest episode of Radical Money. So in this episode I definitely want to go over a few things with you guys. One, USO. It's going to be a quick episode. I'm not going to make it too long. Probably like 7-10 minutes maybe. USO. Dude, it's crazy. I will tell you, let me just kind of adjust this a little bit. USO is probably, and I don't even know how I'm going to say this because they're not looking good. No, not looking good at all. The United States Oil Fund, they went down quite a few percentage points today. They announced they're going to do a reverse stock split. So buying a put contract now would be prudent. Would be incredibly prudent. But you can make a lot of money off their downturn. A lot. A crazy amount. So my goal at this point is to get you guys, to give you guys the insight you need. Give you guys the ability here. Because if you take this, if you get these put contracts for USO, you're going to be able to make quite a bit. Get it below the current price, slightly below. It'll be spendy. You might have to pay with the demand for the contracts. I don't know. They'll probably be like, hey, I haven't looked at the contracts, but maybe $80 to $100 per contract. That's slightly below strike price. It's about maybe 6 to 12 months ahead of time. But it may be worth it. Is it still a gamble? Yes, because they could have an upswing. You know, anything could cause an upswing. But a reverse stock split's never a good thing. It just causes problems. So am I pessimistic about it? I'm pessimistic about it. I'm buying puts on them. Another thing, I'll tell you, if you're gonna go buy, I want you to buy this. Well, I wouldn't say buy. Here's another thing to be pessimistic about. At least buy a put contract. You could buy a put contract on Chesapeake Energy because they announced a bankruptcy filing. I'm lucky though, because I already had a contract to bet against them. So lucky me. What else? It's wild. I still can't believe it. So crazy. There's just so many wild news articles going on. But yeah, Chesapeake Energy, going bankrupt. The contract I have is going to be worth so much fucking money. It expires in October for the Chesapeake Energy put contract. It's already well below the strike price of 50 cents. But they did a reverse stock split of like 1 to 200. So if it keeps falling, then I keep making money. That's just all there is to it. Yeah, I'm still very shocked at a lot of stuff. Just can't believe it, man. What else can I say? Aurora Cannabis, of course, is still doing their 1 to 12 reverse stock split, and I have quite a few put contracts betting against them. So they're one I'm betting against big time. Yeah, it's just a wild ride, and I'll be the first to tell you, take full advantage of this wild ride, because you'll be able to get some hot deals. You'll be able to get a lot of incredible deals doing all this. So I will tell you right now, in summary, we're going to just recap this real quick. Like I said, this is probably one of the shorter episodes of Radical Money I'll do. But in summary, recap. USO, buy your put contracts, buy them slightly below strike price, and buy them 6 to 9 months ahead of advance. So I think this thing's going to fall deep. It's going to fall so deep because of the reverse stock split. So if you can get these put contracts for pennies on the dollar, great. I think it's a little too late. That's one of the reasons why I'm not really getting in on it. But if you got a little extra capital and you want to take a bit of a chance, I could see it getting better. So, getting better for you, because it will keep dropping after the reverse stock split. So yeah, get it a few months in advance, and that might be your best bet. In recap summary, Chesapeake Energy, I got to put contract in them. They're going bankrupt, so you might want to get some put contracts while the going is hot. And then last but not least, Aurora Cannabis. They announced the reverse stock split of 1 to 12. They announced that like a few days ago, a week ago or something. I can't remember. The cool thing is, though, it starts on the 11th of May or something around that line, along those lines. So it'll be interesting. They're trying to stay. They don't want to get delisted, so that's one of the reasons why they're doing the split. Is it really going to do anything for them overall? I mean, they could eventually go bankrupt, but that's another, like I said, it's another reason why I have the amount of contracts I have, is to cover all the bases, basically, to make sure I'm well protected. It's like, it is definitely fire insurance is the way I look at it. So basically, yeah, this entire episode is basically about what you should bet against. And the ones you should bet against: USO, Chesapeake Energy, and last but not least, Aurora Cannabis. However, Aurora Cannabis, you may still be able to buy some stocks. I don't know. I'm pretty long on Aurora. Like I said, I have stock in Aurora. I want people to know that. I have stock in Aurora, but I've also bet against them very heavily because their contracts were cheap. The 50-cent ones, at least, were cheap at the time. And I got them well in advance because I just kind of saw it coming, man. They were getting to that point where they were just in delisting territory. And this 1 to 12 split may make things worse for them, may make things better. I don't really know yet. But it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Just continue to watch over everything. If it drops, which it probably will, it'll drop probably pretty intensely. So keep an eye on Aurora Cannabis. And all three of them. I'll list them in the description below, probably. I want to thank you guys for putting up with this video. I know it's super short, but I want to get to the point and just say bet against those companies. As I always say, this is all opinion. This is all something I would do. I'm more focused on Aurora Cannabis, though, because I love the volatility of the marijuana markets, and I have gotten more opportunity, more profitability from Aurora Cannabis. But those other two were just options I wanted you to go over. I may actually get some put contract in USO, just so that way. It'll be interesting, man. I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm not a savant. Well, I'm a savant. I'm not a clairvoyant, is what I should say. I don't know. Maybe I'm a savant. Anyway, I'm not a clairvoyant. I don't know how to read the market. I mean, I know how to read technicals and stuff, but I don't think anybody can ever really predict what's going to happen the next day. It's possible to predict what will happen over a week, 2 week span. I've noticed it's one of the reasons why I buy long-term contracts for what I've predicted after 2 to 3 to 4 weeks of what'll go down and what'll go up. So I'm very particular about that. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time to view this Radical Money episode. Any comments, please always feel free to leave them. Any suggestions, feel free to email Garza Brands. So garzabrands@gmail.com is the email address. It'll all be linked below. Always feel free to reach out on social media. I'll try to respond there, but mainly just feel free to. YouTube is my priority number one. I'll always make it my priority number one. So I will always do YouTube. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to view this. I want to keep making more episodes, baby. I hope you guys like the new space. I'm trying to make things a little more friendly, environment that'll just work. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.